Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you are all well. Let me preface this video today by saying that I haven't really been in the autumn spirit of things. I mentioned this in my last video, in my what I wore in a week. I was clinging on to summer. I don't know why, I never normally am, but I was clinging on to summer style and warmer days, and I just wasn't feeling the new season, which is very unlike me. However, today things have changed because of the pieces that I'm going to show you in this video. So that is how excited I am about these items and how I think they will work into my autumn wardrobe. I feel like they suit my style so well. They're so versatile. They kind of are everything that I want to embody going forward into the autumn season. So without further ado, let's get on to my Sézane styling video. So you may have already guessed, but this video is in sponsored partnership with Sézane. They are a beautiful French brand, and I think they really embody the idea of that kind of French girl chic style. Their pieces are not trend-led, they're classic, timeless, they've got feminine edges to them, but still have that kind of masculine element as well, which is very much how I like to go down my route with style. I like to contrast my looks and have that balance of something more structured and masculine with the more feminine. I feel like Sézane really embodies that. I've been working with Sézane for years now actually, which is so exciting. But this is my first YouTube video with them, and I love doing these because I really get to talk in depth about the pieces and the brands. So I'm going to start with the pieces that I'm wearing now. And as with everything, I'm going to talk about why I chose them, why I think they're staple pieces that can integrate into your wardrobe, why I think they will work for you as well as me, and kind of different styling options and ideas that you could potentially wear with them. So this blouse is such a hero piece. I think it's always important to have a pretty high collar feminine blouse like this. I just think they're a really useful piece to have in your wardrobe, especially when it comes to this time of year where we're probably maybe not going for heavy knits all the time, but you want something that's maybe not a t-shirt or a tank top, just that nice in-between piece that maybe you can wear for dressy occasions. And I actually think sometimes shirts, like a normal shirt, isn't always the right way to go, especially maybe under a blazer. It's quite nice to have this high, flatter collar layered under there. So I specifically went for this kind of cotton one because it feels quite stiff, so it's got that autumnal feel. It's not very kind of linen-y soft vibes. It's not kind of summery, so we've left that in the past. So I went for this piece because I thought the cotton was a really nice one for the new season. It's not kind of summery feeling, but it's also not too wintry, and you can also adapt it to all of those seasons as well if you wanted to. This embroidery detail is just stunning, and I think that concept is what Sézane embodies as a brand. They really go above and beyond with their detail to pieces. I've noticed that in all of the pieces that I've had, there are elements to each item that really make it stand out from the rest. So with some of their blouses, again, which I've had in the past, they always take them to the next level, like this collar detail round here, the way it rounds off, the beautiful kind of square boxed embroidery. I just think it's so pretty. It looks great with denim, it looks great with leather trousers, it looks great, you could wear this with skirts, with A-line skirts, with boots for work, you could wear it for the evening with some diamante earrings, or you could wear it with a gilet over the top, you could layer a cardigan, or you could layer like a round neck jumper so you've got the ruffle collar showing. It's really versatile. It would look great with red lipstick. The list goes on, but in this particular case I've decided to go for these kind of mustardy style wide leg trousers. This just feels so 70s to me, and I always think autumn is such a good time to do the 70s look. I think it's the tones and the colours and the wide legs just feel so 70s, this kind of toffee shade feels very 70s, as does the shape, particularly paired with the white ruffle blouse. I love that kind of nod to the 70s, but it still feels modern and fresh. And these trousers, again, really versatile, and that's what I've done with all of my pieces. I always want to pick pieces that are going to be hardworking in my wardrobe. Now for this color, it's not something I particularly suit wearing on the top, but I love this shade in the new season. It's just kind of autumnal, those autumnal leaves, that kind of caramelly shade just feels so warming. So that's why I've gone for it on the bottom. So I still get that feel for the outfit, but it's just not next to my face. So these are just really wearable, as I say, with something like this blouse, a heel boot. Then you could go for some flat white trainers with it. You could go for knitwear with a long coat would look good, with a shorter blazer would look good. Again, a really, really versatile piece. And I think if you're someone who really gravitates towards wide leg trousers, me, then it's nice to have a couple of different color options that are still very, very wearable in your wardrobe. Like these will go with so many different shades. Gray will look great with these, creams will look great with these. Even I think if you put them with a color like a burgundy, that kind of color, blue, these would look so good with a pale blue too. So very versatile and a bit of a change from your maybe black wide legs that you wear on repeat. And also just a shout out to this little detail here. As I say, Sézane do small details so well. And I love this kind of little belt loop button detail here, just elevates the piece completely, even though it's such a small detail. So a denim shirt, again, such a nod to the 70s, which I'm really loving. And I think that's kind of inspiring me, and what's got me excited is these kind of 70s touches. But denim, again, this time of year, maybe you don't want to wear a bulky knit all the time, but you want something slightly warmer, maybe a great layering piece that you could put with a blazer or a coat. A denim shirt is such a good piece. It doesn't feel summery, it doesn't feel wintry, it's just that great in-between season piece that you could then adapt, like I say, to any season. So this is a great option because of the shade of it. It's not too light, it's not a real light washed out denim, but it's also not really, really dark. It's just that nice in-between shade, and just look how nicely this color goes with this like autumnal color palette. I just think it looks so, so good. I could see this dressed up in the evening, red lipstick, leather trousers, strappy heels or stiletto heels, and then equally in the daytime, maybe with a houndstooth blazer. And like I've gone for in the cutaways, some double denim. It never gets old for me. I will bring out double denim every single year, and I'll show you the ones I've gone for. So these are the ones that I've gone for from Sézane. As always, everything will be linked in the description box along with sizing. Now in terms of sizing, just really quickly, I usually would get 36 in a brand. However, I sometimes feel Sézane runs a little bit on the smaller side. So all of these pieces I decided to go for in a 38, and I actually prefer that slightly looser look anyway. I just think it looks a lot more chic, and you never want to look like you're kind of being pulled into a piece. So I think always go up a size if you're either in between or if the brand is a bit on the smaller side. So 38 in all of these pieces, but I've just gone for these beautiful wide leg jeans. They're just so good. I love everything about these, particularly the fact that the button is in the same shade as the denim. I think it feels so much smarter, and again, the shape really has a nod to the 70s. It looks so good. Again, if you had a top in this color, if you suit these kind of autumnal colors, wearing some tops with these jeans looks so good with the double denim. And then because these jeans are a little bit smarter, because you've not got kind of a brassy button or anything like that, dresses them up. You could easily wear these in the evening because they're quite stiff and smart and straight. These would look so good with a blazer and some heels in the evening if you didn't want to go too dressed up. And equally, I think if you've got a smart casual office environment, these kind of structured jeans are a really good option to go for, maybe with a shirt, with a blazer, with a maybe like a long straight coat, and then some chunky loafers possibly, some smart trainers, some boots. I definitely think these are a really good all-rounder because they're denim, but also because they're a smarter style of denim. So just showing another way you could wear the denim jeans. is with this beautiful bodysuit. So if you've never shopped at Sézane before, something to note is that everything is really beautiful, high-end, luxurious quality. So this is 50% merino wool, which I rave about. If you've been sticking around with me for a long time, you'll know I love merino wool, especially again for this time of year. It's not itchy, it's not too heavy, it's not it's not very thin, you can feel warm enough in it, and it's also 50% cotton too, so very, very comfortable. It's got a bit of a stretch to it, and I just think it looks so good with the denim. But equally, if you wanted to wear it more into the winter, you could pair this with black wide leg trousers and a big chunky gold buckle belt. I think that would just look so chic. I think these tops are really, really useful for this time of year, going into winter, especially when you're going out in the evenings. I think it's sometimes such a struggle to know what to wear in the evenings in the cooler months, because you don't want to feel cold when you're out, but you'll also want to look a bit dressy. And these tops just tick that box. And also, I think sometimes we don't want to be over the top dressy. There's so many kind of restaurants or places that you go to that maybe are smart casual, and I think this would be just such a great option because you can dress it down with jeans, or you could dress it up. Imagine this with some huge diamante earrings, red lipstick, some wide leg trousers, some strappy heels. It would really dress it up. Equally, you could dress it down like I've done with the denim. But as I say, such a useful piece to have, very, very flattering. I love this ruche detailing here and this kind of wider neckline too. So exploring options with that top, you could wear it with something like these. Black trousers. These are so comfortable. I mean, I'm always on board for an elasticated waistband, especially if you're going out for a meal. It's always nice to have a little bit of room in your trousers. So these are just so comfortable, so easy to throw on. They're a black straight leg trouser with an elasticated waistband, but if you're looking for an all-rounder style of trousers that you know will get horsepower out of, then look no further than these, because like I say, you could wear them in the evening like I've done with the knit, and then some mules, some heeled mules, some slingbacks, that kind of thing. So that really elevates them, even though they're an elasticated waist, but the black looks chic for evening. And then equally, you could wear these just with a sweatshirt and maybe some trainers, a trench coat. So you could completely go down the casual route with them, or you could take them into workwear. Again, shirt, blazers, mules, loafers, that kind of vibe. So really lots of ways to wear them. I think they'd look great with maybe a pointed toe heeled ankle boot. So very, very versatile and very, very comfortable at the same time. Okay, this next look I am totally in love with, and I really hope my enthusiasm for these pieces is showing through on camera, because honestly, I've been so excited trying on these pieces and pairing them all together. And the beauty of actually all of these is that I think they would mix and match so well all together. I mean, I've kind of shown that already a bit throughout the video, but I do think you could create so many different outfits just from these pieces alone. So the next piece I want to share with you is this beautiful jumper. I always love a big chunky cream knit in the cooler months, and this to me is just the ultimate. So this is a wool and alpaca mix, so very, very cozy, but again, so versatile. There's so many different ways you can wear this. I love these cap shoulder kind of, would you call this a cap shoulder? Slightly cap shoulder, but the detail here is just spot on. Cable knit is going to be a big trend, micro trend really, for the new season. Obviously cable knit is a very classic item in your wardrobe, but I think we're seeing now all of these classic pieces having moments in the spotlight, and this season cable knit is definitely going to be one of those. So if you can get your hands on a good cable knit jumper, I really would recommend doing so for the new season. But this is just so beautiful. I love the cream shade. You can really dress this up in the evening. I could see this at Christmas time with leather trousers, red lipstick, would look so chic and comfortable as well. Again, in the daytime, you could pop this with some jeans, with skirts. A satin midi skirt would look really nice with this. Very, very versatile. But case in point here is that I've gone for some cream wide leg trousers just to kind of keep it very tonal. And this all cream look really feels a little bit more elevated for evening. If you want to go for something a little bit different, I would really suggest going head to toe tonal in these lighter shades. And I actually think it's so nice and refreshing to go for lighter colors in the cooler months. It's a little bit more unexpected, and it's also that idea of those winter whites, and these kind of cream, rich, luxurious shades just look so good. So these are the trousers that I paired them with. Sézane do such good trousers, as I say, really, really great quality. I couldn't recommend the quality enough. I just think they are perfect. And just the shape and design of these, I always talk about these subtle details, and I think that's really important to note when you're shopping. I think these subtle details can really change the way a piece is and can make it look so expensive. So Sézane, as I say, have got this spot on. The beautiful creased hem down the front is it just makes it feel so luxurious. These little, they're all that, like, what would you call these? Lapels? If anyone knows what these little bits are called, like a belt loop, but there's a bit more to it. These just really enhance it and elevate it. These gorgeous brown tortoiseshell buttons look so chic, and just, I don't know, they just all together give such an expensive look to these trousers. And I think the fact as well that they're not stark white, that they're this beautiful creamy tone, makes them feel a little bit more wintry as well, and they just pair so nicely with other cream tones. But then you could equally dress this down, maybe put some trainers with it if you're doing like a smart casual daytime occasion. Wear them with knits, wear them with blouses, and then you could even wear these in summer with something like a tank top. So these pieces are definitely not, apart from maybe the knit and some leather shorts I'm going to show you, I'd say everything is so flexible for different seasons as well, depending on how you style it. So these are certainly not just a one-time wear. These are a real wardrobe investment that you'll get a lot of cost per wear out of. And then finally are some leather shorts. We've seen these around year after year now, and I'm very, very much into my leather trousers at this time of year. That will be no secret. I've worn leather trousers for years, and I just think they are a staple piece to have. So I thought, why not opt for some shorts as something a little bit different, mix it up, and it still gives that same feel as the leather trousers, but something a little bit different, a bit more interest for a change. So I've gone for these tights with it, some heeled boots, and then my chunky knit that I had on before. So it really strikes that nice balance between high-low dressing. It's kind of casual, but still a little bit dressy at the same time with the heeled boots. Or you could dress these right down. I could see these more in the daytime with like an oversized blazer, t-shirt, and flat boots. And they're also beautiful quality leather as well. And talk about little details, this kind of waistband is so chic. And I just think there's so many different ways you could wear these and style these. And even going into warmer seasons with blazers, maybe with striped t-shirts, things like that, I think they could work for all seasons, maybe not very, very hot weather, but those transitional seasons as well. So that is all my Sézane pieces. Please do comment with your favorites below. I actually don't know if I have favorites because I just think they all work together so seamlessly and interchangeably. But I've really, really enjoyed doing this video and working with Sézane. So big thank you to them. They are such a beautiful brand. I'd highly, highly recommend going to check them out. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. We are nearly on 600,000 subscribers. So every subscriber matters and counts. And I just can't thank you enough. So I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye.